Hey, they say we're alive. Can you believe that? I find that hard to believe. Now, to all my people in all the countries around the world, it's hard to believe this is happening right here in this country, this America that they call it. I mean, COVID and all that crap, that was pretty crazy, but I don't know what happened here. Yeah. Right now, I got villagers with pitchforks and torches, and well, they just hate me. They hate me and they don't even know me. It's almost like 1939, Nazi Germany. I ain't done nothing to these people. And the cops are all in on it too. They're letting these people come into my house and hurt me and my mom and steal shit and poison us. People are like, oh, you're not being poisoned, you'd be dead. Well, no, I disagree. Somehow, when I fall asleep and I wake up in the morning and I can't shake this feeling of like I've done a lot of drugs when I haven't until I get out of the house and I go for a ride for about an hour and my head clears up. I can tell. And it's not just me. I don't know how these people do this. You know what gaslighting is? Gaslighting's where you're not doing crap on the job and all of a sudden the boss shows up and you're working like a hard little dude and you're going, look what I did. I did all this. You're making the other guy look bad. Well, I've been getting gaslit for a while. These fuckers, man, the cops are on their fucking side. The cops are breaking into my house. This is like incredible. What are you going to say to the cops? When I asked them for help, they laugh at me. Huh? They let people steal our shit. I have stability levels. I used to be a carpenter. I'm still a carpenter. What the fuck? You don't lose that shit. It stays with you. I'm that good. Well, anyway, I used to buy expensive levels and take care of them because a level will last a long time. I had a nice stability level 4 footer, and these guys fucking destroyed it, man. I've never seen a level destroyed like that, unless it was a cheapie I had that when it was, beat up against a block wall or something because you knew it was fucked. These stabilis last forever, man. They fucking bent a stabila. The one thing that I can still use, a fucking level, and I do need it because I gotta hang shelves and shit for my mom. And these assholes, for some reason, I don't know. I think they just want to fucking kill us and steal the fucking house. That's what I'm seeing. And I'm seeing the cops on their side. They won't do a goddamn thing. They fucking right in with it, man. I can go a lot deeper. I can tell you names. I can tell you dates. I can tell you motherfuckers the shit these fucking cops should know, but no, they're on my ass. I can't go to the bathroom without getting fucked. They're gonna do something to me. Huh. They're like the thought police. They are. It's like the fucking Nazis. If they can do that here in fucking we're in beautiful Southwest Florida. It's kind of chilly at night. I went for a bike ride last night because I needed air on my tires. Everywhere I went, no air. It was amazing. It's like my route. My route's like they go ahead of me because I'm so slow on that. I got an old. Well, it's actually not a bad bike when it works, but man, it gets sabotaged. I get shit stolen from it. It's like open season on me. They're gonna have a big banquet. I keep saying, one of these days, and it's gonna be. It probably won't be formal, It'll probably be kind of casual, but big meeting hall, and everybody's gonna be sitting down. You're even gonna get the filet mignon, or you can get the chicken or the salmon or whatever, And complimentary glass of champagne, open bar, wet bar and stuff. So, and they're gonna say, all right, hold up. How many people here over the last 2 years have fucked Randy? And all these hands are going to shoot up and everybody's going, yay. I mean, I'm walking to a store 2 days later, 3 days later, if I'm going there regular, I get stuck for something, man. It's like, what the fuck? I mean, regularity, No, I'm not, well, not anything like that. I can be, but no. No, man, it's kind of weird. After a year, you start seeing patterns. I'm like, wait a minute, something's not right here. And man, this is crazy. This is like, they talk about gang stalking. But when the cops are part of the gang, it's pretty bad, ain't it? They kind of stay out of the way and let the other guys. But they're running this stuff with bribes and everything, man. And these people just jump on it. I don't know what they think. Did they think that they were gonna like? I know you see them Capitol riots and stuff. Well, that's kind of insurrection and stuff, man. And I can't blame them for wanting stuff or anything, but you know, damn, I don't know, man. I wouldn't do it. Well, of course I wouldn't do it. They string my ass up by my balls. They're gonna do that just for fucking nothing. They're gonna do that just because they talk shit. They have stolen so much shit from me and my mom. And I expect, you see a movie, you think, okay, maybe New York City, maybe the Bronx or something, some hardcore place. This ain't, this is suburbia, Florida, man. This ain't fucking. And all of a sudden, it's like, hey, I used to have like real long hair, drink beer, loud fucking rock and roll, raise hell. Had a good time, worked like a dog, so I party like one. Friends come over, I was never the bad guy in any neighborhood. All of a sudden, here I am. I'm 59. I just had a birthday the other day, and I've been the bad guy the last couple of years. How the hell did I be the bad guy? And I hear, oh, everybody's real proud about blah 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 about getting out of the woods. I'm like, well, how come they didn't say anything about me about helping them or anything like that? No, the damn thing about me, all they are is gaslighting me and making me to look the bad guy. I guess they gotta have a scapegoat. Well, I ain't their fucking scapegoat, and I ain't their whipping boy, but I have been, and it's done. These son of a bitches, when the house burned down, Red Cross. I'm sitting out front of this house. We're back at the house, by the way. So anyway, I'm sitting outside of the house. I was the last one to leave. I was so dejected. How low can you be? Burning down their fucking mom's house. I thought, man, I really fucked up. But you know what? Everybody, the fire people, the American Red Cross came by, insurance people, everybody kind of treated me like shit. And I thought, well, they must think I'm a retard or something, or something like that. And I felt pretty bad. And then we get over into this house over here, the horror house where we were. This house ain't a whole lot better right now, except it's nicer. And we get over to the horror house over there, and I mean, there's shit going on, and I'm thinking, well, maybe they're investigating to see if. And I said, I'm thinking, well, I didn't, it was an accident, uh, you know, and it just kept getting treated like shit. I'm getting sprayed with fucking like what do you call that shit? Pepper spray from the vents. I'm like, somebody's in there ceiling spraying pepper spray at me. Everybody's going, you're crazy. And I'm going, yeah, I'm crazy, but I'm not crazy like that. I know what I see. I'm not Looney Tune fucking. I have never done that many drugs, but just all kinds of shit. So it's been 2 years. It's been almost uh, 18, 19, 20 months since the house burned. And I still got these fuckers up my ass. It doesn't matter what I do. I can't go lay down in the bedroom. If I do, I'm fucking getting hit with fucking knockout gas. I fucking wake up. There's people fucking coming in my fucking room through the window. What the fuck? It's fucking. This is not right. This is not something that Should happen to anybody. I don't care if you live in Brazil in the rainforest. You shouldn't have to live like that. I shouldn't. You know what the hell? It's like, and I have seen a pattern here too of things. And now that I've started looking, well, they had to draw my attention to it. They couldn't leave well enough alone. They had to keep pushing me. But seems like they pick on the poor, the isolated, and they try to take away whatever they have. Like this house, this is my mom's house. I would have left a long time ago if I didn't think they'd murder my mom. But I swear, I think these fuckers and they murder my mom. Oh, and it'd be all natural causes. Yep, I'm sure it's all lady. No, that ain't right. Huh. And that's the truth. I've seen some shit that was like, hey, that ain't too cool. I don't know if it's the religious right, if it's kind of Nazi tactics. They spray poison on me, all kinds of shit on me, man. They've got pool companies for the chemicals. Chlorine is part of a chemical compound. Was in mixed with a chemical compound is used to make all kinds of stuff, nasty gases. That these people, these intelligence types, these ex CIA, ex Navy SEALs, these guys know about. That they know how to do it. They're doing it to Americans. You're living here. It's kind of like how can I put it? Saddam Hussein. We were real big on getting Saddam Hussein. He was murdering his own people. That's kind of what's going on here. And they do stuff, and they I've heard different ones say that are connected to them. Well, if you didn't get it on camera, you can't prove anything. Prove anything? I don't care if I prove anything. If I chop your freaking hand off, I don't have to prove a damn thing. If I catch somebody in my house stealing, shit. I catch somebody in my house. Ain't too cool. Come waltzing in like you fucking own it. Fuck you. Had a girl a couple years ago. I really liked her too. I thought she was pretty cool and gorgeous, and I was gonna give her a like a desk, table, whatever, like a school desk, big one with drawers and shit. And her boyfriend's like, "Where are you gonna put it? You don't have a house." And she's like, "You don't think I have a house? I have a house." And I'm thinking now that maybe she was talking about this house. I don't know. Even the people that rebuilt it, the corporation that rebuilt this house, um, they've been acting all kinds of weird, shady and stuff, especially to me. And it's just kind of weird. There's a cartoon Underdog. Underdog, whatever, whatever. He's got a pill that he pops out of his little secret pill case. That's why they took him off the air here in America. We can't have no drugs. But it was like the mole people, man. It's like these people seem to be underground sometimes. I know it sounds crazy, but it's true. Not like underground, like a hand reach up and grab you. Now that would freak me out. Then I'd be like, okay, there are mole people. But the king of the mole people had a crown, so I'm waiting to see if one of them cruises by with a crown, and I'll be like, that's the king of the mole people, and they'll be like, you're crazy, and I'll say, well, okay, maybe you're right this time. But anyway, so here I am, sitting in my garage at what time is it? I gotta look on my. I got me a new phone. Oh yeah, it's not anything. I don't know. It's big. I like it. I don't like it when I drop it. I've already cracked the screen. I'm bad on delicate things. It could have a stainless steel screen, titanium protectors, and everything. I still it's terrible. That's my superpower, I guess. I just stand back. I'll break it by just looking at it. Right now it's almost 8 o'clock. It's 7:57 in the a.m. Sun's coming up a little later because of that daylight savings time or whatever. Summertime, man, summertime. My birthday was a few days ago. It actually was kind of typical. It wasn't as bad as it usually is. Sometimes I have bad ones. Like last year we were getting chemical hit so hard in the house. I was scared that my mom was going to die. I'm like, Mom, we got to get out of here. We went to a motel, and the same thing was happening. And I'm like, what the heck? Who are these people? They are everywhere. They are they're powerful. But power doesn't mean you should be how would you say assholes. you know, they laugh at me. They talk shit about me. Yeah, you're an Andy. Okay, like thanks. You've already ruined my life here. I've lived in this county almost 50 years, and I want to get the hell out of here. I don't like it anymore. This is like total crap. I gave it a shot. I still, don't mind staying here. I'll do my best. I don't want to be here anymore. I don't like nothing about it. I don't know what happened. I don't know who or how. I can't blame Donald Trump. He's a good guy. I used to know him back in the 1980s, back when we used to service his helicopter when it came in. And he was an all right guy. He was the same way he was when he was president. And I think they're jumping on him unfairly and everything. But I mean, you know, hey, presidents got a lot on their mind, man. Man, it turned Barack Obama's hair white. Me and him are the same age. He's a black guy. First year he was in office, his hair turned white. With all that crap he had to look at. So give a man a break. That's what I say to the president. Now when he's out, you can throw a few things. But boy, they're really kicking old Trump. He ain't that bad. He's a loudmouth, that's all. Pretty much. Just trying to do the best for America. Now, so right now I've got people across the road watching me. I've got the cops all over the place watching me. I've got all kinds of shit. See, this is my garage, and I've spent so much time out here cleaning it up. And you can't tell, but like they have and I don't know how they do it. It's like an earthquake machine, I call it. Florida tectonically is one of the most stable non-earthquake places in the world. But these California freaks that are out there, I bet if they were to come here, they'd be quaking in their boots. Or if I was to go out there in an earthquake, I'd say, man, this ain't nothing compared to a Port Charlotte, Florida earthquake. I don't know how they do it. Everybody says, the people that say I'm crazy are actually, I think, part of this stuff. I don't know what you call it. Hey, check it out. Somebody actually tried to communicate with me over the wireless. Here we are deep in the South Pacific. Deep. We're getting a John MacArthur. Oh. Let me talk to this chick for a minute here. Where are you, girlie? Torches. Do you guys have torches in your country or anything where you live? I haven't seen a torch. We used to have tiki torches. I like tiki torches. But anyway, I've done a pretty good job. It took me a lot of effort to clean this up. My hips hurt real bad. We moved in here like right around the first of the month, and what I do is I try to before the first of the month comes around because I'm on a very low budget, tight budget. I try to make a list and stick to that list of what I need. So that way I don't wind up broke by the second week of the month like I am now. And so here it was the first of the month, and I'm trying to work here. And boy, people were promising all kinds of stuff. You don't have to worry. You don't have to lift a hand. Yeah, because you're not going to do shit, you lying son of a bitches. So anyway, my hips and my back are real bad, and they're not getting better because I don't get any rest. Every time I try to lay down, something's going on. Every time I try to relax, something's going on. And they've got this when they're rolling this shit, like when I stand up or move or something, and I think it grinds the bones, and so that's why my hips, I think my hips are destroyed, the sockets. I can barely walk. I can't walk without a cane now. Up until we moved in over there, I didn't need a cane at all. I could walk a little bit, and I should have got better. I got worse. And then I had my technical assistant, God bless her, who helped me out, and I felt better for a while. And then when she had to sail off to Italy or whatever, I got worse again. And I figured when we got back over here, I get better again. I had to work more here. I work all the time. I don't mind so much. I mean, but what I do mind is when I'm doing it and still getting shit on, still getting treated like shit. All these piece of shit motherfuckers. That's when I mind. You know what I mean? Look at these guys. They're out there yelling at me right now. They're all part of this organization, and this organization, I don't know who they are. I don't know exactly who's in it. They bribe people. They have different bribe packages. Well, welcome to the neighborhood. Here's what we're going to do. We got a neighborhood watch now. You're going to be on from 3 to 4 this a.m. Oh, and that guy's riding his bike. Go out and harass him on the highway. You've got the loud pipes. Just go by him and go, wow, wow, wow. Let him know that we know that he's out there. That's the kind of crap they do. Yes, they do. And then they spray all kinds of chemicals and shit in your house. And you're like, man, where'd all the sand come from? It ain't sand. It's fucking poison. And they're killing people. They damn sure ain't doing it to make me feel better. And they won't talk to you. They sit there and just, they laugh at you. When I first moved in over there, I didn't know what was going on. People were breaking in the back door and shit. I'm thinking, what's going to happen when they break in the fucking back door? Are they going to kill me? And so I did my best to fight them off with what the cops wouldn't help me. That's amazing. That is amazing. And that whole neighborhood over there, the whole neighborhood. Well, they all got their little perks. Oh, got a brand new steel building. I know how he got that. He helped step on those criminal types. Criminal types. Shit. So anyway, they got this whole town polarized to freaking, if you're not just like them, and God forbid you're not paying your fair share of taxes and doing your best, and if you cuss too much, well, we're going to kill you. We're not going to say it like that, but that's what we're going to do. And that's what they're doing. Oh, yeah. They have the different packages. I've seen the packages. The older people, they get the cosign on the Cadillac or the Mercedes Benz. Black people like the Mercedes a lot. The younger people, they get exhaust packages or fancy lights or lift kits for the trucks. For the middle-aged couples, oh, they got canoe things so you can do things together. But you never see the women doing much. I mean, maybe they just sit at home. Maybe it's like an Arab thing or something, you know. You women will keep your mouth shut and have sex when I tell you, and it's only going to be in the missionary position. Thank you. I don't know. I know that I ain't nobody's whipping boy. Huh. And that's the way I've been treated. I walk into a store, never been in there before. Hey, how you doing? I go in there. If I go in there 2 or 3 more times, next thing you know, I'm either getting ripped off, or they're looking at me like I'm a criminal, or they're talking shit behind my back, and it's like, wow, what the hell happened there? Yeah. Did I go to some like alternate universe where, like, you know how Star Trek was, and there was the evil Spock and the evil Kirk and the good Kirk and the good Spock and the evil Kirk and the evil Spock. And they all got switched around. But in the end, good Kirk and evil Spock got along, and they didn't even hardly talk to each other, man, because they wanted to kill each other. But the evil Spock was even pretty cool. I could be in this universe. But what if I'm the evil guy? That would freak me out. But I know I'm not. I can't be. You know why? Because I don't do evil stuff like these people. I don't go and lie and steal, and I don't even shoplift. And yet, for some reason, everybody looks at me like I do. Huh. I just, I don't know what happened. Come on, I'm an old man. I can't even walk. These people. So I go to work on my bike. It comes up Monday, the first of the month. I'm like all happy. I'm like, man, I want to get a hub motor and get my other bike going. I want to upgrade. I want to get my old technical assistant. She doesn't have a license right now. And I told her, I said, if I get my bike going, I said, I'll hook you up with this bike. I said, I got enough batteries. I said, you don't have to pay for anything. I said, we just got to get brakes on it. Well, because I was willy nilly all over the place and had to, I thought it was my batteries were bad on my bike. What happens is these tires on these bikes aren't the ones I normally use. Somebody gave them to me as a present. Well, I'm riding around, and next thing my mileage is dying. I'm having to pedal back from everywhere I go. And I needed cigarettes. I had to go get them. And that hurts me. Like, doesn't hurt. It hurts me then, but it hurts me days, weeks, even afterwards. So I'm sitting here going, why in the hell am I hurting so bad? Because I had to pedal my bike all the time. So finally, I realized I checked the pressure of my tires, and it was way low. But these are the tubes where they come with the crap, the seal and shit. I don't ever buy those because it clogs up the valve. And when you pump in, it's got you think you got that big hole where you stick the valve stem in there. You don't. You've got that it presses down, and then it goes through two little bitty holes, and that's where the stuff gets. And I've tried to clean it out, and it doesn't work. It's just too nasty. I mean, soak it in anything, get a pen or a needle. I've never had success with it. So I never buy those. I never buy those tubes. That's what I had to get or something. And so I'm trying to use a hand pump, and I'm like jumping up and down on it. Okay, I'm not like 1,000 pounds, but I'm not a lightweight either. I can lift my legs off the ground. It's like, so I can't get enough air in the tires to make it perform to my specifications. So after like 2 or 3 miles, all of a sudden the batteries are dying. So now I think I got battery problems. No, it's just low tire drag. So I can take care of that if I can get to a pump that's got a compressor to pump in there because I can't do it. So everywhere I went last night, nothing worked. The one place that did work, it sucked the air out of my tire. I'm like, whoa, 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 whoa. Okay, so now far be it from me to say that somebody was ahead of me and did all this stuff, but maybe it's there's some weird stuff been happening around this town, and it's not all good. I mean, are they aliens? Are they an alternate universe people? Are they just a bunch of lazy son of a bitches? I think maybe all of the above. Now, I haven't seen any doppelgangers, so to speak, but I wouldn't doubt it. Like, remember Fred Flintstone on the cartoon and stuff, where it was like Yabba Dabba Doo, where there's like a million Fred Flintstones walking around? I'd be like, hey, wait a minute, Yabba Dabba Doo. If I start seeing a bunch of Fred Flintstones, well, okay, well, then I'll be crazy. Oh, yeah. But I'm like, hey, ooh, kind of like in the Matrix where he saw the black cat. Hey, oh, deja vu all over again. It's kind of what it's like. Except no, it's not. That's crazy. But it is kind of weird though. And so the only time, like right now, even now, they're so brave. Like, and usually if I'm going live, everybody gets real quiet and watches and listens. This says it's being hijacked. Does anybody out there really, 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 really watch this, or am I just imagining? Is this not being transmitted over the wireless? Is this kind of like being hijacked. I think it might be. It might be. Let's see. It says say something. So I'm going to say something here. I'm going to punch this button over here. So say something. Say something. Say. Oh, what happened here? Say something. Okay, I'll say something. Hello, people. Can you hear me? Uh, Man, they got some really crappy movies out there, and I've watched some of them, and some of them are all right. Some of them are really crappy. Can you imagine being in a movie and it was crappy? And your friends will say, "Hey man, you're in a movie." Well, it was crappy, but you're still in a movie. But it's true, that is pretty cool. So let's see. I don't know what this is. This says, "Welcome to live." Oh no, I don't want live chat. Let's try something here. Anybody out there, give me a call, give me a holler. I'll even give you my phone number if you want. So you can call me on the cell phone. That'd be fine with me. I got a new cell phone. It's a big one. My other one, man, it kept dying on me because I listen to music all the time. All the time. Well, not right now. I don't want to. They get mad if I don't use, you know what I mean, copyrights and all that stuff. So, hey, ooh, I didn't even think about that. Huh. Well, in a way, oh, I forgot all about that. So anyway, I've got to get a saw because I no longer have a saw, and I'm going to go with a brand that I used for years as a carpenter because we used a lot of different saws, and the one stood out, and it was kind of the what I guess I would call it the framing saw for at least Florida, and so I'm gonna get the same one that I've, and it's light and it's nice and it cuts good and blah 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 blah. But I'm gonna go ahead and get that, and I've got to get, of course, another level, and I'm probably not gonna be able to afford the one like I wanted, but I'm talking to my son's older brother. He got back into framing, and because it's picked up again, the economy, and I do think Donald Trump had a lot to do with that. I give him credit where credit's due. Okay, and so anyway, I was talking like if he wanted to get some levels, let's get some nice ones, and I'll split a pack or whatever, with him, so that we each have some nice levels. Because if you don't get them right, and you can check levels. There's ways. I'll show you guys how to check a level. Now, behind me, one of my favorites, an old next door neighbor of mine gave it to me. It's a handmade straight edge from England. He was a Geordie. If you don't know what a Geordie is, I think it's down north of London or something. I'm not sure. I know somebody should correct me. I wouldn't mind it if you did. But they were cabinet makers and woodworkers over in merry old England, and this thing's over 6 feet long. Now it was all unfinished, and a couple of years ago I had it hanging up out here over my shelves and stuff, and I was scared that it being unfinished as it was, and it looked pretty too. It would absorb chemicals and stuff and maybe warp. So I just put a light. The only stain I had, I didn't have much money, but the only stain I had was this color, and that's why it's this darker color. But it's still a good straight edge, and it's still way cool looking. And it comes from England, and I like that. The fact that he gave it to me, that's pretty cool. I mean, I can't use it for it's too big and goofy for me to use for what I need it for. I need either a 3 or a 4 foot levels. What I need. Um, I say a 3 because sometimes you can get a 3 footer. It's like well, it's not exactly 3. I think it's over 3 feet. But the 4 footers, they used to call them door jammer kits. They would sell where it's made specifically for door openings, like a door is like usually 6'8", and so they make the level over 6 feet long. And I went to a flea market, and I didn't have a 6 foot level at the time, and they had these 6 foot levels, and I had a hangover. My dad used to drag me and my second wife down to the flea market. Or no, I wasn't even with my second wife. I was with my son's mother. This was years later. And we got a hangover, and I said, man, so I'm hungry. I got a headache. I said, I need to get something to eat. It's like 7 in the morning. My dad was insane. And so we're riding down there with babies, like a baby carriers and all. And I said, man, I want to get something to eat. She goes, I want to get a beer. I said, are you serious? She said, yeah. So I said, well, it is a different county. I said, and they did sell beer at 7 a.m. on a Sunday morning. So I got her a beer and I got me some chicken or something. And I found these 6 foot levels, and then the guy said, would you believe? And they're not $40. They're not. And he said, for $20. And I said, well, if you let me check them out, I said, I'll buy one from you. And I got about 4 of them, and I started, you check them vertically. You got to find a good place, and you can check them. And I got the best one, which was almost perfect. And I had it for years until I dropped it about 4 times from 25 feet up in the trusses, hanging a barn rafter, a gable, a man, not, is it mansard gable? Call them barn gables or whatever. But I used to hang it out there, and I could put my 1 foot on the fascia. I could hang it out there and get it perfect. Bam, hit it with a nail gun. And, well, I lost the level. It went down to the concrete about probably 25, 30 feet. But I mean, it didn't ruin it. But, once you ding it like that and it's not perfect, it's just, you got to have perfection, baby. Because then somebody's going to come up and say, let me use your level. And then when they screw something up, they're going to blame it on your level. It's your fault, your level. You shouldn't have told me. Or some bullshit. But, so anyway, that's how I got a 6 foot level that was very good. So I may not be able to afford what I want, the big, nicest, bestest, when you're making big money, carpentry type stuff. But I got to get a level, and I'm going to get a good one. I used to have an electronic one back in the let me think. Yeah, it was early 90s when I got one. And I thought, wow, this is so cool. And it would measure angles, it would measure roof pitch, it would measure um, grade, like for the road guys use them to measure grade, and it would measure grade and a few other, one or two other things. But it was so cool, and it was and there was a way that you calibrated it to make sure it was perfect, and you could aim it. What I liked about it that you could aim it at a roof, standing on the ground. We were doing these 4-story condos, and it was weird because it had a 4 1/4 pitch roof. And I was like, no way, it's got to be 4 1/4, or it's got to be a 412. No, it's a 4 1/4, the guy said. And I said, bullshit. But it was a 4 1/4, and well, when I bought the level, I was still working there, and I aimed it up, and sure, it said 4 1/4 12, which was really strange. But it was a HUD project, which they do stuff. They did stuff because of, I don't know, HUD, whatever. The condo. It was fun. I walked up on the job. A guy was up on the left, and I said, "Hey." He goes, "You?" I said, "Are you roofers or are you carpenters?" He goes, "I'm a carpenter one." I said, well, he goes, "You a carpenter?" I said, "Yeah." So he hired me, and that was pretty cool. I used to ride my bicycle to work. Right in the middle of Cracktown. I loved it. Bicycles getting stolen right and left. And they stole my piece of crap bicycle, which I would take up the elevator to the 4th floor because we had an apartment up there we kept our tools in. I'd take it up to the 4th floor and just park it, like, well, nobody's, and there wasn't that many. I think there was a couple of people that lived there, but everything was getting redone. We were doing the roof. And I get off work, my bike's gone. I'm thinking they're playing a joke on me or something. There's a lot of guys, a few guys on the crew, No, nobody took it. But you could see under the pepper trees, Brazilian peppers. You people from Brazil, I wanted to hear about your Brazilian peppers because right here is like ground zero for Brazilian peppers. I mean, they're just crazy. The hair in my ears sometimes grows like Brazilian peppers. Incredible. But So anyway, you see under these Brazilian pepper trees, all these bikes, and I'm thinking, what are they doing with bikes? And on the news a few months later, they showed these barges going to the Caribbean, to all these islands, not just the big islands, all these islands through the Caribbean, where they were getting so much per bike. I'm sure that the fancy ones they got $1 or two more. It was something like they were getting $10 for 4 bikes or something, or $2 for a bike, whatever it was. So they took my even piece of crap. And the reason the Caribbean is because a lot of those islands, most of those islands are so small that you're going to get the salt water atmosphere all the time, and it just eats those bikes away. And so they go through bikes like exponentially. I lived in Daytona one year, and just from driving on the beach and being around Daytona, and my truck got pretty bad under the undercarriage. But of course, I was young and the beach was free, and you could ride from Ormond all the way down to Ponce Inlet, and we used to do that drinking. It'd take hours, and we would just idle down through there and drink the whole way. It's kind of fun. And of course, you're right there on the salt water. And sometimes the water, I saw cars floating out there in the water where people left them. It's like, oh my gosh, man, they're out there trying to save their car. Man, I had a good time over there. But that was like the last time I was there, I believe, was 1981. Yeah, been a while since I've been there. They still had Boot Hill Saloon back then. You just hear gunfire all the time. The real hardcore bikers would pull in. They wouldn't be wearing helmets, and cops pull them over, and the biker just take off. You're like, fuck you. Crazy, man. It was pretty amazing. And I had a motorcycle, which I sold real quick when I moved back, because everybody wanted a motorcycle. But I mean, it was just insane, bike week, spring break. It was pretty. A guy that was in one of my classes. He was actually in I think a Heineken commercial. They got all these. They're down by the beach, and they got these good-looking girls and guys. He's kind of a muscle guy, and they had him playing volleyball. And they gave him free beer. That was all. They used to give away all kinds of stuff. I had a friend from New York City. He got some Skoal. He didn't know anything about it, and he about got sick. And I laughed, but I had to show him how to do it. Man, you don't eat it. It's not chewing tobacco. So that's snuff. That's a little different. Personally, I used to like when I played baseball. I used to like Red Man, and then they had Red Man Plug. And when you're catching, you get that Red Man juice. Yeah, you can kind of irk a batter sometimes, make him choke a little bit. We played a serious ball. I played Bishop Row one year. That was fun. I played against my home team, and we beat them. And I was catching that game. The only time I caught against people I knew. That was pretty fun. I would have. That was a good team back then. They had the coach was real good, and they took him to the state a couple of times, and that's one reason I wanted to play there. And the rich Catholic girls. There's some rich ones. This one chick, she had her dad had a 12-cylinder Jaguar, and she would drive it. I'm like, just a regular chick. She wasn't nothing fancy or nothing. Oh, you old man lets you drive that cool ass car. That's fucking far out. Some other girls, I don't know. It's just kind of strange. If you're from like the parents, they've been going to Catholic school and they wanted to stay in a Catholic school, and I never been there, and it was actually pretty good. And the nuns, the sisters, they weren't wearing habits, but you knew they were nuns. I mean, they were mean, but they taught me how to study. They taught me how to put a book down, put the notebook down, and they they made you do it. And I was like, wow. And after that, that was the first people that had ever taught me to study. And it was my chemistry teacher. And there was another one where, I mean, they were the nuns, and they were like incredible. They should have been professors in a college or something. They were that good. But I mean, I couldn't believe it. The difference from me just writing my own stuff and willy nilly underlining. No, they told you exactly what to do, and you were like, and you saw what they were doing. You saw the important things. When a test came up, you were there, and I went. It improved my grades a whole lot, and in everything I did. I mean, that went for I went to you know college and aircraft mechanics school, and helped me all through that. And during the next year, I wanted to go back to my school because we had open campus, which meant that after lunch, I could go to work or go to the beach or twist a fatty, out by the water tower or Lake Emma. And, so that's kind of what I was into. Yeah, I had a pretty cool job too. What do you do? I was a meat cutter. No, I wasn't a meat cutter. I was a cleanup boy, and they were teaching me how to cut meat. As long as I didn't cut my fingers off. I got all my fingers. I cut myself real bad one time on the thumb, right there. Not the big pounding part. That's rheumatoid arthritis. One time I cut myself. Oh man, ooh, it doesn't matter. You can cut yourself with anything, but you could just. It was so smooth. It was like I could have took the whole thumb off. It's like it cut through like amazing, amazing. And I cut meat. I liked it, but I came back from Germany, went back into it, and you're mixing. You're in a cooler, mixing hamburger a lot of times by hand. I mean, we had the big arms and stuff, but back then you still had the big hoppers where you mixed it. You had to actually mix the stuff by hand. Man, my hands were. I had frostbite, but I mean, it wasn't bad. It wasn't like my fingers fell off, but I mean, they to this day, below like 70 degrees, my hands are going numb. And back then it was just we'll deal with it, put gloves on, and I wound up quitting. Screw it. So I wanted to do my ZZ Top stuff anyway, scuba diving. Yeah, I wasn't going to like Cozumel or the Bahamas. I was going out to Boca Graham, where if you had 30 feet visibility, boy, you were like in heaven. And usually, if you had 10 feet visibility, you were normal. And we'd night dive Boca Graham Pass. Man, you got like you can see about as far as your hand, and the Jewfish. Well, back then they were Jewfish, but then they changed their name. I guess they got tired of being called Jews, so they said, just call us Goliath groupers, man. So anyway, they'd be out there and they boom underwater, man, like drums, and boom, 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 and you're down like 45, 50 feet. You're like, what the hell, man? It's kind of freaky. And so we get out of the water, and there's some chicks that lived out there that we went to school with. And we'd usually go over and burn one with them and drink a beer. And on the way back home, they had this one real tall lighthouse. It had a spiral staircase up there, and I know that for a reason. And we're riding by that thing, and it had been automated for a long time. Even back then, this was like 1983, early 84, something like that. And we're riding by there, and I could see the big lock on the door, which was all steel, I could see the lock wasn't closed. It's like around midnight or something. And I said, dude, turn around. I said, let's go look at the. We walked up that spiral staircase all the way to the top, and the lights spinning around with those big lenses. And it was so cool. And we could look all the way back towards Punta Gorda and see the bridge going over the Charlotte Harbor. The Yeah, the I-75 bridge was there, but it didn't have lights. But the 41 bridges had lights, and you could see that, and you could see some of Punta Gorda. And it was so cool. The when I was in the army, we did a lot of map work with maps, compasses, azimuths, all that kind of stuff. So, I was always a map freak. I want a picture. I got pictures in my head of everywhere I go. Like a natural map. I want it oriented to the north. Always. And unless you're flying like say you're doing like a bombing target or something, like on a Hanel Bridge, you got to come in from a certain angle. So you orient the map the way you want to come in. But, when I did it, we always wanted north orientation because we were not that fast. And sorry about that. Sometimes I just get so tired. But so they didn't even have that term GPS back then when I was in. You had a pace count, and they had these different courses just for us guys. And you would go out and you would verify your pace count. Mine was something like 100 and it was either 98 or 102 or something, but it was always the same. And they had it where you go up. I mean, it was various terrains, and you checked your pace count. We had to do all kinds of crazy stuff like that. And you would check your pace count. And when you've got 4 guys on a squad and you've got to go 3 clicks, 3 kilometers, or 3,200 kilometers or something like that, and you've got 3 or 4 guys, the best guys you have, because number one, they're verified, which you got to be verified all the time. Number two, they're good because they're good because you used them before. And what you would do is you get a shoestring and tie it to your gear, and every 100 meters, because you go 100 meters and you tie a knot, and that way it was real easy, even in the dark, to tell how far you'd gone. And these guys would put you within about 50 meters of our target every time. I mean, just through the snow, through the mud, through the in the middle of the night. And you had to practice, so it didn't just happen. You had to do this stuff hardcore for a while, and we did, and a lot of night work. We got good at it, and I still that one video by Nina, 99 Loose Balloons, which was a hit when I was over there. I can't listen to it in English, no, and I don't think anybody that was over there could. But I still like listening to it once in a while. And when she's walking through that forest, and I can smell it, and I can feel it. I can feel the way the ground feels and everything, because I've been in it and on it and slept in it and everything, and it just boy, what a freaking kind of like almost like a flashback, man. It was pretty cool. For years, when I used to use cranes to set trusses and stuff, the same thing would happen with the cranes. They fire up the same diesel motors that their tanks and stuff had. Wham! You could just smell it. I'd be like, man, I feel like I'm back on the range. Shoot. And hadn't used a crane in a while. Bummer. We all got old. I didn't. Well, no, I got old. I wasn't really that old until after the house burnt, and then I got real old. But I came back here, and one of my squirrels, she came down, was kind of talking to me and stuff. It was kind of cool, and she was looking good, and but I haven't been taking care of her and them like I want to. My bike's been down. My bike was so bad, and I'm hoping I'm getting it back on track. But I just like the way these people they think they're so good. What makes them so good? The cops are waiting around the corner. They come swooping in and talk shit. Man, they can all go away, man. Things suck my dick. I mean, not really. I mean, that's like, as Wendy O. Williams said, it's not the sex. It means fuck. I just, you push me. For 2 years, I try to get some sleep. I try to relax. No, screw you. I don't care who you are. That's the way I feel. And I'm right. Oh, I'm right. I am so right. These assholes. Well, we're coming up on 1 hour, and I'm kind of gonna go make me a cup of coffee. I gotta hang a couple of clocks for mom. So that says if there's one person watching, you know what that says? That says they've hijacked this feed, which they always do, and they're just sitting there watching, being their own. I don't even want to cuss anymore. I was cussing a lot because of the pain. I'm tired of it. These people, you know what I did? They, there was unlimited people, unlimited money. They have all kinds of technology that's actually incredible. They have some things that are bordering on unreal. I wouldn't know how to describe it. I don't know that I would say supernatural. I would say that there is technology out there that even I have no fucking idea. Never heard of it, never seen it, no nothing. My little brother back in the 80s, he was working on the B-1 bomber, the supersonic nuclear B-1 Lancer, whatever, piece of crap in my swing wing, whatever. But it was supposed to penetrate Soviet airspace deep at low levels. Well, anyway, he was working on that, but then years later we find out he was actually working on the B-2 bomber, over at Edwards when it was secretly being built and tested, and my little brother worked on that. He wasn't working on them old clanky old B-1 bombers with their 4 turbojets that suck fuel like a forget it. He was working on that B-2 bomber, and I got to see one fly over one time. There was an air show, and it came in, and I walked out of the bar. So I was walking into the bar, and I go, wow! And I stood outside and I watched it fly around the harbor, and it looked like it didn't look real, man. It looked so cool. And back then we didn't have the cell phones with the cameras and all that crap like we do now, or I would have filmed it. But that was cool. Now my son's in the Air Force. Haven't He's been up in Ohio, which is freezer territory. He's at Wright Patterson, the how would you say it? The Air Force, the main air base for the U.S. I guess. You know, all through World War II, above museums, all this kind of stuff. They're kind of a cool place, I guess. I trained at Fort Knox before they shipped me off to the worst place to be stationed anywhere in the military anytime in 1981. That's where they sent me to. Our tanks would sink in the tank park in the mud up to their turrets. Be like, man. So we had to go take over an airfield. They had it was pretty cool because they had they had Hueys and they had Cobras, Cobra gunships. I was pulling guard duty out there. We pulled a lot of guard duty because our tanks were always loaded up to go up to the East River border. So we always pulled heavy guard, meaning we were crazy, and we're kind of surprised that we didn't shoot anybody over there. When we were kids, we were hot headed, we were, I don't know, surprising, huh? But I'm at the airfield one day and I got winter gear on because it's cold. I got a cigarette in my mouth. I got my steel pot on. We didn't have the newer helmets. We had the old steel pots, which were good for washing your hands and feet and shaving. And standing there with my steel pot on, I got M16 slung, smoking a cigarette. And here comes this Cobra taxiing down the runway. about, the skids were probably maybe 3 feet off the ground. And the gunner sits up front. The pilot sits in the rear on these Cobras. And they still had a tower there. And what they would do is they moved the mechanics sections out. They moved it somewhere else so we could take over their hangar and everything. But they would still come and do their air traffic control stuff, there where they were practicing or whatever. I don't know. But man, he's doing like walking pace, and he's like not maybe 50 yards away from me, and I'm looking at him, and the gunner's looking at me with his helmet and everything. As he's looking at me, that Gatling gun's pointing at me, and I'm thinking, man, that is so cool. He could blow me away so quick, and so I had to reach over and snap him a salute, and he saluted me back. I think he was a warrant officer. No, he was a butter bar, which means second lieutenant, which I don't mean anything bad by that. You got to start somewhere, just like being a private. But that was pretty cool. He actually saluted me back. I thought, man, that is cool. But they would, we had back then, the first time I saw was a Black Hawk. First time I saw a Black Hawk was at the Rifle Championships right before I came home. And it came up over the hill where we were getting our awards ceremony. And it was so quiet because I was so used to the Hueys and the Cobras. Wop, 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 wop. And I flew in them quite a bit. And, you're so used to that big sound. And here's this quiet helicopter. And I'm like, man, he's right there. And, but the Cobras especially, they come over the trees and they kind of zigzag and stuff to cover each other, to destroy tanks. And the A-10 Thunderbolts, which were, I don't think they were brand new, but they were kind of new, but they were the same thing. They would be quiet, a jet real quiet, coming down a valley like 5 miles long. There's hills on both sides, beautiful German, castle. There was a lot of castles over there. It was pretty cool. And here come these two A-10s, man. They would like roll up and drop off and go down, and they would zigzag, and it's like, man, those guys are scary. But of course they weren't scary to me because I'd be dead anyway. We figured we were already dead, so what the hell? If you're dead, they can't mess with you. Anyway, if it wasn't for Ronald Reagan and all the crazy shit we did over in Germany, I think the Ruskies, I think Ronald Reagan and us scared the hell out of them. I think they were saying, man, these guys are batshit crazy. I had a George Thorogood song, which was done by Johnny Cash, which was done by Arlo Guthrie, Woody Guthrie, the older Guthrie. It was a song that went back to probably the 30s or 40s. It was called the Cocaine Blues. And I like George Thorogood's version the best because it was kind of loud and kind of fast. And I didn't hear the song for about 25 years, and I played it, and I could still karaoke that baby. That might be a karaoke song if I ever go back to it. I don't have the teeth, though, so I'd be like Sylvester Putty Cat. But anyway, I had that album back in 1982, and I memorized that song. And I always remembered, I always pictured going against the Ruskies with that 50 caliber firing over my shoulder and me singing that and them going, these son of bitches are crazy. Yeah, we were young too. And when you're over there for a couple of years, which I was, you knew there was no coming back. There was no, you weren't going to be able to take a quick hop jet ride home. And when I did fly back, it was like 12 hours or something out of Frankfurt to get back to New Jersey, where we sat there and refueled, and then we went down south to South Carolina. I mean, 12 hours sitting in. I think I got up once, went to the bathroom because they pack those military jets. They have every seat full. There is not an empty seat on there. So it's not like you got a bunch of elbow room. I've flown up on 727s to New Jersey before, where there might have been 4 people on the whole jet. and the waitresses are like all over you, and you're running up and down the aisle and you're drunk off your ass. That was fun. Of course, that was a long time ago. Do the midnight flights a lot, because they were cheaper. There wouldn't be anybody on there. The chicks were cool. Everybody was partying. It was all right. One time back before the all-encompassing computer, back in the what was it, the 80s? Yeah, it was the mid 80s. I lost my license. I had to go to court for my license in New Jersey because of insurance, and they were going to take my license away for 6 months. Well, I needed my license. I had gotten a New Jersey license, but I never told Florida, and so I I worked in an airport, and our secretary got me a flight down. I flew down to Florida like in the midnight. My dad picked me up, drove down, got my Florida license back. Yeah, I lost it. Got my Florida license back that afternoon. Flew back up to Jersey, went to night court, handled my Jersey license, and had my Florida license, and drove away. Well, not right in front of them. You can't. I don't. I don't think you can do that now, unless maybe you live somewhere like Bug Tussle, Alabama, or I can't remember. There's places like in Tennessee where it's like they're so far back in the hollows, you might can do that, but not most places are connected. Back then though, it was so easy, and I wasn't being a smart ass. I just had to drive. And my old man picks me up, and we ride around, and I got my arm hanging out the window. He had this old Rambler he bought. And fix that thing up. My old man knew how to. We get the JC, we get the catalogs, and we'd order all the mats. But it had the old air conditioner that went under the dash. The thing blasted cold air, but it rode like you were riding in a bathtub. The old AMC cars. And I went riding around with him. Where did we go? We went out to breakfast. We went and got my license. Drove around a little bit, and I got back up north, and it was the winter time. It was 1986. It was winter time. It was cold as hell. You get back up there, and my right arm was sunburnt from riding around with my arm outside the window. It was kind of weird. Couple hours maybe. But when you're up there freezing your butt off, you don't think of this down here where you kind of. When I first got back from Germany, the first winter I got back from Germany, I I'd wear a jacket once in a while, but my mom would be freaking out. I'd be like, man, 40 degrees, that wasn't nothing. The one in the teens, I wasn't even worried about it. And then the next year, though, it was cold. First year wasn't too bad. The next year, it was like, hey, what happened? I don't know what happened. I got fried, I guess. Fried, died, and laid aside. Like hey, I forgot I got to check something. I bet she hauled ass. Son of a bitch. Oh well. Wonder what yeah, she likes that Italian stuff, man. Crazy one. She says, no, you disappear anyway. Crazy. You're supposed to be down here helping me, and all you want to do is be up there and play house. Get your secretary butt down here. I'm not giving you a raise unless you get cracking. I put my radiation shields on. Gotta watch out for them. Breaking news. Blah 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 blah. That's it. I don't care. Close. There we go. Breaking news. Arnold set up. No, it's Android. Whatever that means. And nothing else. Hey, wait a minute now. Oh, okay. We gotta go make some coffee, so we'll take this time right now. Do a tour. They came and they took the washer. See, one thing my mom's good about is household appliances. That's something that I was like, why are they taking the washer? It doesn't wash right. And I started thinking, well, yeah, she's right. But I thought it did. I would have accepted it. And so the fact that she didn't, I'm glad. So we're supposed to get another washer sometime today. Hopefully it works. Man, this thing was making all kinds of. Oh, it's a ultrasonic. Yeah, ultrasound my butt. Get that thing turning and make me some suds. And they laugh at me when I say it, but it's true. Okay. Well, I think, and rightly so, I think, once again, I'm the one, I guess that. So, where is, nope, this chick, whoa, audio clip, uh-oh. How do we do this? I don't know how to do that. Hey, it went away. Don't do that crap. Oh, okay. Go. What does it say? Oh, what does it say? Hold on. What? Do it again. Huh? That ain't fair. It ain't saying nothing. Come on, hold on. Can put nope. Gmail. Walk in bathtub. Let's try it again. Hold on. Let's get the volume up. Oh, maybe that's what it is.
I'm going to sneak up on them.
I want to hear that again. Hold on.
I'm going to sneak up on them.
Me not understand. I don't know. I don't know what she said. Did you hear what she said? So I don't have any live chat. I was talking to a guy from Brazil. Now, how in the heck in Brazil? Now they got the rainforest, they got the rivers and stuff, and I know you got the ocean, but I mean, now I think I'd rather live in Brazil than Argentina. I think Argentina, more mountains, the Andes on the interior. Um, I think Brazil would be cooler, more jungly though, you know. But how do you get way interior, man? You got roads or what? You got to take boats or I know you don't have camels, but you got roads, airplanes, helicopters. I know I don't want to be around the Andes because too many people will crash into them. They say if you have the best way to own a Piper Aerostar is to buy a hill or a mountain and wait for one to fly into it. They had short, stubby wings, and they were very fast, not a high rate of climb, and they would tend to impact into the side of mountains. Wham! They were fast airplanes. Gosh, I can't remember his name. I had a NASCAR guy's autograph I got up in New Jersey, and it was a family. Can't remember his name, man, but he had one. It was such a cool airplane too. And I mean, these, this is a stock airplane. This ain't like it's souped up. This is a stock airplane, but no fancy paint job, even kind of stock paint job. But boy, were they fast! I mean, they were for a piston engine aircraft. They were hot rods. They were what the race car drivers wanted to fly, because race car drivers like hot rods, don't you know? No wonder I'm hot. In a long sleeve freaking shirt. Why don't I? Oh, because it was actually cold last night. Now, when I say cold, I don't know. It was probably in the low 60s, high 50s, maybe. Which you gotta wear. I do. I gotta wrap up a little bit, but I mean, it's not Arctic. It's I've been up near the near Czechoslovakia and Germany and stuff, and where it was real cold, where it was like icicles from the roof all the way to the ground, man. I mean, these things were like 6, 7 feet long. It was like, oh my god. And but when it was that cold, um, the snow was kind of an insulator too. I mean, I don't know. It was the wet stuff that was the worst. I mean, like you go stepping into a pothole outside New York City, and you think it's only gonna be, and it goes up to your knee, freezing water. It's like, oh, it's almost springtime. Yeah, it's almost freeze your butt off time. Gotta make some coffee, man. No, you know what? I went and bought coffee, and then on the way home, I had to stop and slave in a different battery on my bike, and the coffee's sitting on my bike right now, cold. All I gotta do is nuke it, nuke them till they glow. That was our policy back in the 1980s with Ronald Reagan. Nuke them till they glow. What bombs the Stone Age? No, we would nuke them till they glowed. Welcome to America. Boom. Wish I knew how to do video effects and stuff. Well, I'll be as long, tall, and gorgeous. This girl rocks. I would do, no, I won't say almost. I'd do anything for her. Pretty serious about that. Well, to an extent, I mean, when you say it like that, okay, there are lines, but the lines are like way out there, like combat lines. Let me go, come on, take a walk with me, baby. Take a walk with me, baby. Hey, hot stuff. Boy, your hair's getting long. You didn't see villagers everywhere, did you?
Nope.
Really?
Not come out.
Damn. No, there's massive amounts across the street right there. Don't
You're fine. No.
well,
You're
break.
fine. You're good. You're kissing nothing. No, there ain't nobody over there.
There's
I
two.
went down Stroudsburg around. I went around this way. I went.
I mean, like right in the trees right there.
There ain't nobody in there, Randy. I promise you. It's Joe. Your mind's playing tricks on you right now.
Walk in the house.
I can see right.
Well, it's okay. It's okay.
No.
I'm walking slow. I need my cane. My cane's right there. Nobody's gonna mess with you.
I know you're gonna mess with my shit. There you go, me in the woods. I'm telling you.
Well, Rachel.
Your mind's playing tricks on you. It's less time
No,
left.
it's not. No, my mind ain't playing.
Listen.
I wish it was.
I'll go in the woods right now. No, I will.
Just 5 minutes.
I'm
I'll tell you to wait. She'll wake up. if you ever, I don't know, if you were ever to want to have a secret affair, God, I think you're sexy as fucking hell. I always have. I mean, like, my God, you are. Just saying. I know you're not like that, though. I'm not
They all
either.
say that.
Yeah, but I'm just, Who, they all say that? Really?
I don't know. No,
Who said that?
No, I don't know. I don't know.
Oh, no, I'm just saying. No, I really, I really would like to go out with you sometime. Just for like even a couple hours, just to ride around. Oh crap! I don't even know why I'm saying this. I'm on live TV, but you know what? It's on. They say I'm on live, but there's only one person watching, and that says to me that the feed's being hijacked. They're not, because I have talked to people in Brazil on this.
Well, it's probably like nighttime in Brazil right now.
Huh? Oh it goes out all over the world. I think I've been kicked off. Like shut off. All of a sudden my feed went in. One time it was for stuff from like the countries where Australia, Brazil. There was like countries where I was doing stuff that didn't meet their guidelines. You think I got plenty of gray, and I'm thinking about if I can get it. I'm thinking like this, and then I do the dark on top like this, and then when I flip it over, it'd be the other way.
Right. What are you looking at?
You don't think so?
What are you looking at?
I don't know.
Ain't nobody over there.
Shit. Well,
You're looking at that white thing next to it, right?
No. Where?
Against that house.
No, I'm looking in the fucking woods.
I can't see that.
Is there red in my hair still?
A little bit. Very little. Very, very little.
You know what I did the other night? I've got some spray red, and I started putting it in there, and it started looking really good. And I was like, wow, this looks, and I can't say it because I'm scared people are listening to me here. But it was pretty fun. But since Mom's sequestered, I can't get your money right now. Can you come back in a while?
Yeah, I can come back. I'll come back later.
Okay. Come back, an hour or two, and I'll probably be.
When you got it.
Holler at you.
Come back.
All right.
Because I have to go. I gotta get ready to meet my girl.
Who's? You hear that?
That was.
I'm telling you, I'm fucking.
Yeah, I'm telling you.
They're gonna jump
nobody
on
around
me.
this house right now.
Huh?
There ain't nobody around this house right now.
Yeah. All right.
I guarantee you that.
All right.
You say here's something, you tell them that you're gonna call me, and I ain't gonna put up with their shit. If they are there, I'll come right back over. But
Hey, now.
Remember.
When do you think we're gonna get on?
Sometimes when you keep thinking.
No, I know, but there's a difference, though. I mean,
my place does play tricks on you.
Yeah, I know mine does, but it's not in certain cases. I know that. I know that when I'm out there and I see Ringling Brothers, Barnum and Bailey animals, no, I know they're not real. I saw that a couple of times. But some things are real. Like there's
some things are real, yes. But
okay.
Don't believe everything you're seeing.
I don't believe everything I'm seeing, but I do believe that.
When's the last time stuff? Days?
A day and a half ago.
Day? Now, then it started to be weird. You know what I mean?
Well, I know that when I went to Circle K last night, and every time I go there, Cuba shows up.
What happened?
Every time I go to that Circle K, Cuba shows up almost every time.
He's always there around that time. Oh, every night.
Yeah, but I mean, it doesn't matter what time I go there, and I went.
Following you. And that's what. Right now, he's out there trying to find dope because he can't get none. He's cut off.
Yeah.
Everybody cut him off.
He was bitching about that.
Everybody cut him off.
I said something about Jackie, and he was all. She was like she fucked Bobby's mind up. And yeah, she did, but.
No, I know. I've been drug into that. Yeah. They were at my house. They left. They went somewhere. Next thing I know, she's calling me. So she took Bobby's dope. That's how I come get it. I bet her already on fucking 75 at Toledo Blade. got that, went all the way in the Pond Waters where he was. You know what I said? Because he had court that morning. When he went to court.
Oh.
Oh, every time something happens,
Oh,
I get the phone call.
well, what happened, when Beth was there, I'd be like, oh, Jackie's supposed to come down. And if it was Jackie by herself, she would always fuck me. But it had to be Bobby's coming down. It'd be Bobby and her. And that was like a year and a half ago. Otherwise, I'd be getting fucked.
Mhm.
I think I can probably put some more gray in it because this gray doesn't take, you just put the stuff in and you leave it and then you wash it out.
Mm-hmm.
But the other stuff I've got, which is that box right there, the Revlon,
Yeah.
that's good shit. And that's what I'm going to do for the other part of it,
Yeah.
And that's about a perfect color too. But I had my hair so fucking red. It looked cool too.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man.
Jess's hair looks real good. It's like a
dark purple. I saw her that one time.
Yeah, it's a good color. It's not. I can't tell you color. It's like a
electric
like
purple or something.
Yeah, but it's not purple. It's like a fuchsia. But it's deep. It's like a dark, deep color.
I actually sat at Wawa last night and I drank some coffee. I drank most of my coffee, had a donut, and then I went and tried to get air, and I'm like, "What's going on here?" And my pressure went down to 7 pounds,
Mm-hmm.
and finally I put my thumb over the one part, and it got some air in it, but it wasn't enough, and I never got air. The place that the place where I go for coffee normally,
Mm-hmm.
it didn't take the quarters, so I was going to go over to Marathon, and then Marathon said it was $1. So I was like, well, $1, I'm thinking that's my last dollar. If I use that,
Mm-hmm.
I'm screwed. So I rode further down and I went to 7-Eleven and I said, well, 7-Eleven, they're pretty reliable. No, they're out of order. You know what I mean? So it's a real bitch. So I'm on live TV. Which I mean is, I wish Beth one time she got on here on my chat. I don't know if I'm doing the live chat right. It says live chat. It says welcome to live chat, but I'm not sure. It says learn more, but it says I haven't seen anybody. One time I was sitting here and I was doing this, and next thing you know, I'm talking to a guy from Brazil. I'm thinking, wow, you're from Brazil? That's pretty cool. And I've actually met a guy. Oh, this old guy.
Mm-hmm.
When we first moved in over there on Fringe, he was pretty nice. He was into the gas powered 3-wheelers and shit, and now he's got an electric one. But this is an old guy, and I didn't realize. He goes, last November he lost his wife to COVID to that.
Mm-hmm.
So he's really
Yeah.
there ain't no telling him it's fake or anything. And he goes, man, that was the saddest, worst thing that ever happened to me. And I could see it in his face. I was thinking, damn, and so that was like, I've known him for like 2 years, but I hardly ever stop by there because it seems like I either get people in trouble or they hate me or say hear some shit about me. I'm hoping, when do you think we're going to get that money? Soon or?
Some people got it already.
I haven't called today. I mean, Jackie was on my ass the other day and I called him. I said, no, I haven't got it. And I said, but my name's at the end of the alphabet.
It doesn't matter that.
I know. I got direct deposit.
There's direct deposit. Like some people got theirs already direct deposit. Mine comes in. I get mine this Friday. So
oh yeah? How do you know?
Because there's a website you can go on.
Oh, there is? Oh, I didn't know. I mean, I didn't know it was that. I thought they were kind of like.
It's called Get My Payment. To the IRS.
Okay.
It's not. It's like you figure that. Not like where's my refund. That's for your income tax. But where's my payment? And then it'll be right there.
Okay.
You put in your information. But yeah.
Have well, Dave came by here yesterday, and he'll get so fucked up sometimes. It took him like 2 hours to leave. He goes, well, I'm going to leave then. I said, yeah, I don't much feel like hanging out, so I'm really tired. I want to go lay down and rest. And It took him like an hour, hour and a half to leave, and I'm like, oh my god, dude! And thank God he was. He bought. You know what he bought? He bought I think a PT Cruiser. He bought a PT Cruiser, and it's in good condition.
Right.
And I said, "What are you gonna do with it?" He was in the rainy season. He goes, "I'll drive it." I said, "Dude, he's going. You know what I mean?" And I'm like, but he goes, "Man," he goes, "This is a nice car." He goes, "This is the nicest thing I've ever had." I said, "Are you gonna let your son drive it?" No, because I hadn't talked to him in years, and I'm thinking, well, even so, he's your only son, and he ain't a bad guy. We used to go fishing together,
Right.
He'd take his son, and he he's kind of sometimes not all there.
Right.
What the hell is that laying across the street with like a yellow? Is that a bicycle laying in the ditch across the street in the ditch? Like,
Nothing.
huh?
Nothing. Nothing in it. Nothing over there.
Okay. Looked like a trailer or something. Hey, well, if you happen to be in the area in a while and don't hear from me, just ride by and see. I'm gonna play with my hair probably and try to clean up some more. And maybe,
Right.
See.
I'll come back like 12 hours.
Okay.
No,
All
if you're showing up or when I hear from you, either.
Okay.
But you'll be alright.
I'll be all right. I hope. That's why I want you to come
you
on.
get freaked out, you just scream my name. I'll call her, and she go kick you. She go come get you. But call me if you.
Okay.
Alright.
Okay.
I'm gonna get my. I'm gonna go meet my good friend.
All right. I'll see you. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Yeah, I would do something. Almost anything. There you go. Mm-hmm. Okay. Boy, she turns me on. Okay. We're gonna go. We'll be back in about 15 minutes. So we'll see you then.